Good afternoon, everyone. This is Zeba Rahman, the Senior Program Officer for the Building Bridges Program, and I'm here with our terrific team, Linda Artola, Program Associate for the Building Bridges Program, and Jeremy Williams, our Program Consultant and the producer of web-based meetings. During our time together, we're going to cover the application process, and each one of us is going to speak about the different parts of this presentation. This map shows the geographic spread in the program's portfolio. From its launch in 2007 to end 2019, the program awarded 190 grants for about $26.6 million. Our grant-making practice is to provide support primarily through grant competitions. And now we're going to turn to Linda, who's going to tell us about the application process.
Hello, everybody. So the application process consists in a two-stage process, and each tier needs to be completed to progress to the next one. So the first stage is the letter of interest, or LOI, and this is a brief preliminary proposal. Then on the second stage, that's the full proposal. This is by invitation only, and this will be selected by the LOI stage. Just a reminder that incomplete applications will not be reviewed, and to please complete also not only the form for the application for the LOI, but also the budget form.
So for the Building Bridges Competitive Grant Program, I'm going to do just a quick little overview. And for this grant program, we'll have $2.5 million that will be awarded. Grants will range between $25,000 to $300,000 per grantee. Strategic communication support will be included throughout the grant period as technical assistance. The grant period can be a minimum of 1 and up to 3 years in length for each project. Grant funding is 75% of the total project budget, and which means there's a 25% match that will need to be included. The total grant request of up to 25% of your annual operating expenses. Past grantees are eligible to apply. However, combined grants cannot exceed more than $300,000. Operating expense budgets with more than $100,000 are eligible to apply, and grants are awarded through a competitive review process. As we think about your application and your projects, let's go through a couple of the elements of the projects that will be included in the application narrative. It will include the project design, structure, and implementation, as well as the organizational strengths to develop the proposals. This includes the core capabilities, audience knowledge, and resources. Your projects can be new programs, and it could also be an existing project if you're expanding or continuing that project. Organizational eligibility. There will only be one application allowed per organization. Each of the projects must be based in the US. Annual operating expenses need to be more than $100,000 per year. Organizations with annual expense budgets between $100,000 and $500,000 may apply for grants of up to $125,000 or no more than 25% of your annual expenses. Organizations with annual expense budgets greater than $500,000 may apply for grants of up to $300,000 or no more than 25% of your annual expenses. Professional arts and/or media arts producing or presenting experience is required. Preferences for organization size are not a consideration once eligibility criteria are met. Our grantees represent really large institutions as well as small grassroots organizations all over the country. You will need to have a 501c3 tax-exempt status. However, if you don't have a 501c3, we do accept projects that are fiscally sponsored. You can learn more about fiscal sponsorship by visiting some of the resources here on this slide. You can see this at fiscalsponsordirectory.org. And there are several different examples here, such as Fractured Atlas, which is a national service organization. In the state of New York, an example is New York Foundation for the Arts. And then there's also local examples, our local fiscal sponsors here in New York. One would be the Field. You can, again, visit this website, fiscalsponsordirectory.org, to find a fiscal sponsor that best fits your needs and location.
And now, in terms of review factors, please keep in mind that an incomplete application will not be reviewed. So make sure that everything that is required in the application template in the form is completely filled out. Also, there will be weighting given to project vision and concept, the quality of the program that you're proposing and its impact, the organization's experience and ability to implement the project, and of course, the organization's financial stability. And now back to Jeremy.
Thanks, Eva. So we do have a couple of areas and project areas that are not funded. And so it's really important to make sure that you are in line for the funding. And we do not accept requests from individuals. We only accept funding requests from organizations. The development, publication, or distribution of books or reports is not funded. Scholarly research or scholarly presentations, historically focused initiatives, production or distribution of a single film will generally not be competitive. And infrastructure projects are also not supported. The development and installation of exhibitions are not funded. However, the associated public education programs are eligible for funding for installations and exhibitions. And finally, a single performance by a single artist production will not be considered competitive. We'd like to point you to some additional resources we have here at the Doris Duke Foundation that do support single artists in the disciplines of contemporary dance, jazz, and theater, as well as multidisciplinary performing arts organizations and presenters. Those grants are available through the Doris Duke Charitable Foundation's Arts Program, and you can see the website there and click through and see which programs might be a better fit for individual artists, as well as creation and distribution of new work.
So I'm going to talk to you about some key dates. So the letters of interest are going to be due on Friday, April 17 of 2020 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. The results about the letters of interest will be notified to applicants on the week of June 1st and 5th. At the same time, high-scoring applicants will be invited to submit full applications. The pre-full proposal application webinar will be held on Monday, June 22nd. We will let you know about the exact time. The full proposals applications are due on July 10 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Applicants of the full proposals will be notified about the results in October of 2020. And last but not least, the project start date should be between November of 2020 and May of 2021.
So we hope that all the information that we have provided right now is helpful, but you can also go always to our webpage where you will find more information. Also, a very important section is the FAQs on our webpage. Please, I invite you to read them. And also just a quick reminder that we are unable to accommodate any phone calls due to the volume of inquiries, but you can always email us at bbp@ddcf.org.
The Building Bridges team will be hosting a live webinar on Friday, April 3rd to respond to any questions that you submitted in advance. Questions should be submitted by Tuesday, March 31st in advance of the webinar that's happening again on Friday, April 3rd. On our webpage, you'll find a link to register for the webinar.
So there we are. With this, we're signing off and wishing you the very best of luck for all your applications.